We are lucky enough to have Christine joining us. And Christine is what we call an ectomorph, which is a very fancy way of saying she can eat as many melon pan pastries as she wants. She's also petite. She is a precious, tiny pocket person. And I ask as we watch this video that you dismiss any attempts to fold her up and put her in your apron pocket because she is an adult lady. She is also our lean, lithe, linear figure. And what that means is there are no nonsensical curves along her body. She's the envy of so many girls, but there's also so many suffused secrets all through her figure. Today we are going to take her from feeling like she has a boyish or straight shape and turn it into more of an hourglass aesthetic. One of the things you might not know about her, because many women envy her and they think that she must have the most ideal figure ever because they're used to going into the fitting room and having trepidation about clinging. Well, Christine goes into the fitting room with trepidation of drooping. Clothes can swallow her. She can get lost inside her clothing. And so what we need to do is make sure that we're showcasing all her delicate forms in their best light. So what we're going to be doing is showing you how to take her lean, lithe, linear figure from a boyish shape and turn it into a more feminine hourglass shape. So let's analyze Christine top to bottom. First, the moment you draw a line around something, your eye is compelled to visually measure it. It is a compulsion that we cannot avoid. So the benefit to that is when we want to create a strong visual contrast, we can draw a line around the bust and we can draw a line around the waist and we can draw a line around the hip, and even small definition becomes much more amplified. Also, whenever we have a line, whenever there's an undulation in it, it becomes more dramatic. It tends to bend and bow even over delicate curves, which helps a lot when we're trying to add body and volume to a linear figure. Now on bottom, whereas we want to avoid prints and over embellishment on a lot of natural curves, with a linear figure, we can have a lot of fun accessorizing it. You can do pleats and textures and ruffles and patterns. And here, as long as we stay in proportion to her figure, because she is petite, we want to make sure that we don't have something that overwhelms her. It really adds some presence and charisma to her. Now on this ensemble, you'll notice we have a very high feminine collar. And that's because when we have a delicate bust, we want to serve it in one uninterrupted course. We can take the collar up as high as we want because it doesn't need to be broken into portions and entrees and appetizers. It's one tiny meal all in itself. We've also added a layer on top of this, and layering is a really important way to add some bulk and presence to a tiny frame. And the important thing is that each layer fits properly. When we do clothes that are too big, it just ends up looking like you got shrunk in the wash. So we want to make sure that each layer is appropriately fitted, and then it adds some nice texture and interest to the body. One detail that you'll notice here is we have added a belt. The important thing about this belt is that it's in proportion to her figure. She is tiny, therefore the belt is tiny. And we're also we're drawing a waist. So automatically we say, well, of course she has a waist. I can see it. It's drawn right there for me. It makes it really easy for the eye to tell where the waist is going to be. You can do that with all kinds of different details. You can do it with piping, you can do it with belts, you can do it with buttons. Any sort of visual line that you can draw is going to create a lot of definition in the figure. Finally, we're finishing off with some tiered ruffles across the skirt, and that gives movement and interest and a little bit of flirtation to her overall effect. For other body types and more information on how to look your best, go to cardiganempire.com.